Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's J World Hangout. I'm your host, Kasaya J. Today is December 10th, 2016. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're watching from hangouts.jeunesseglobal.com, be sure to leave your questions, comments, and feedback. And if you're watching our Facebook Live today, give us some hearts and leave your comments below. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends and anyone you know, love, and care about. On today's show, you are going to gain wisdom from not one, not two, but three Diamond directors, and they're here to talk to you about the importance of community in network marketing. They're also going to talk about the importance of integrity and being known for what you stand for. It is an absolute pleasure to introduce you today to our featured speakers. Joining me is Kathleen Deggelman. She has been in our industry for the past 10 years. Prior to that, she was in corporate America. She's an ambassador for her profession. She lives in Vancouver Island and San Francisco. Kathleen and her family have embraced online tools and social media, so we have a lot to learn from Kathleen today. Welcome to the show, Kathleen.
Thank you so much for being here.
Such a pleasure to have you. Let me go ahead and share my screen, get your intros up there. Also joining us today, it's such a pleasure to have Bekki Hurley, who just celebrated her 21st year in the direct sales industry. So really excited for you guys to learn from such amazing pioneers in our space. She joined forces with Jeunesse 4 years ago. She loves the industry because of her time freedom. She's been able to experience a lucrative income potential that's possible, and even with limited formal education. Passionate about social media. Many of you may have seen her viral video, which led her to great success with online videos and relationship building. So Bekki, it is such a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kasaya. And isn't this amazing that I'm able to do this from my temporary home? Dan and I sold our home earlier this year, and our new place is not quite finished yet. So we're surviving here in about 170 square feet, and it absolutely, there's about a foot of snow outside my door right now.
I don't know how you're doing it, but one thing I can say is that our business is amazing because as long as you have an internet connection, you can pretty much function from anywhere in the world. So really excited for you to take the time out. We do love your tiny home, but I'm glad to hear that you're building a new home. So congratulations to you and Dan. Also joining us, after owning her own traditional business, our next guest, Kathleen Radu, joined this profession 21 years ago, determined to fulfill her desire to stay at home with her 3 kids and build financial and time freedom for herself and her family. This woman absolutely loves to work with people. She knows what it takes to stay committed and be consistent. She calls herself a proud Canadian, and she's joining us from Victoria, BC. Hello, and welcome to the show, Kathleen. How are you?
Hi, Kasaya. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. It's exciting to be here today.
I'm so happy to have you guys. So just for the audience who's watching today, at Expo, many of you may know that we had a hurricane come through Orlando. And so we've had a lot of great content that was supposed to be shared in breakout sessions. And so today really is a masterclass. So you're going to hear from our 3 Diamond directors all about taking your, creating team culture and how to take your team to the next level. One thing I love so much about our business and something I find so fascinating is that this is such a mutually collaborative effort. Unlike traditional businesses where you almost have to push other people down to get to the top, in network marketing, it's quite the opposite. In order to be successful, you have to help your teams be successful. And I'm so excited for you guys to share this fantastic information. Kathleen, I'd love to turn it over to you to go ahead and kick things off today.
Great. Thank you so much, Kasaya. You know, it's interesting when we initially came, we're looking at a topic to speak at Expo. One of the things that really, for me, for all 3 of us resonated was the team culture that had been created over the last 4 years that we've been building Jeunesse. And one of the big people behind that obviously was Kathleen Deggelman. She had a huge vision for creating a team culture that would attract people. And so when we were talking about it, we thought, it's such an important part of your business. It doesn't matter whether you're just starting Jeunesse, whether you've been in Jeunesse for a while, creating team culture can start any time. And so, if you're looking at having the most incredible 2017 in your Jeunesse business, then this might be some really good information. So you're going to get lots of points today. So again, pull out your pens and your paper and take down some points, because I know it's going to really excite you about what you can create in your business and in your team. And you might be asking yourself, why does my team need team culture? Why is that important? And we know that teamwork is one of the best ways to get things done in any business. It doesn't matter whether you're a corporate organization or a small business or a network marketing. You know, teamwork is the best way to get things done. When you bring a group of talented people, they come together, they can create a team and merge their talents. Not only will you create a lot of energy, but you will also create a lot of loyalty. You'll create a high level of performance and engagement, and you will just you'll create momentum in your team. There's a great quote, you know, never doubt the small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So team culture can start at any time in your business, and if it's something that you're thinking about doing, boy, it can make a huge difference in your team and in the people that come into your business. All right, the next one is really, it's all about the community. And we just celebrated my daughter's 17th birthday last night, had a surprise birthday party for her, which was really fun. Can't believe I pulled it off. But she's graduating this year, and I can tell you that the sense of watching this group of kids who have come together, many of them through elementary school, and the fun and the excitement and how much they're enjoying this sense of community that's been created around them as they finish off their grade 12 year. I was thinking about the community that we build in our business. And you know, people come into our business, into Jeunesse, for different reasons. They come in for the products because they love it, or they're looking for something that's going to impact their health, their wellness, or they come in for the income opportunity. And most of the time, we know that most people stay for the community. You know, when they've got fun, they've got energy, there's emotions, there's loyalty. People really want to be part, and they need to feel like they belong to something. And you know, most of us, again, going back to the high school thing, most of us never get applauded again. You know, after university, or after we graduate from high school or university, that's the last time most people have people clap for them. So a lot of people are, you know, that's one part of their life where that recognition that they just don't get. So recognition can be such a fun part of your business. It can be a huge part of your team culture, whether that's something that you do on a Facebook team page, or whether you pick up the phone and personally congratulate people or have recognition things. We have such a great recognition program within Jeunesse, but you can also do some within your team culture. So again, everybody wants to feel like they belong to something bigger than themselves, and people really want to be part of change and something great. And our Jeunesse business can absolutely do that. All right, the next one is, you know, you really want to ask yourself, what atmosphere are you creating? Again, you want to create an atmosphere that people are happy to be part of, a sense of belonging. People are encouraged to create, you know, they're encouraged to attend meetings, conferences, plug into team webinars, counsel their upline, always edify their upline. In our team, we're always looking at setting goals, and one of the biggest things that we talk about is personal development. Personal development is one of the most important parts of our industry. It's a lot of the reason, it's one of the things that most people come in not realizing they're actually going to get, but they do, and they can't believe the transformation that happens. So remember, when you're creating your atmosphere of your team, your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you want to attract, you know, high-level people, that's exactly what you want to create in your atmosphere. Professional, not gossiping, edifying your upline, edifying your team, working together, and being really positive. People want to spend time and be around other people who are like them. You know, have you ever been in a room, and all of us have, we've been in a place where we're like, oh, this just does not feel right, right? But you know, when you're in a room with like-minded people who have similar goals and interests, how you feel, it just lifts you up, it elevates you and makes you feel like you can aspire to do anything. Being creative and innovative will help, again, keep all of your team members around the campfire. And that is really important as well, because again, we want people to get what they came for when they're joining our team, whether that is to be part of the community, whether that's to have success with the products or with the income opportunity. Okay, meeting people where they are. And again, this is the part of personal development. You know, it's not about what you get, but it's about who you become. And a lot of people will come into our business and they have low self-esteem. You know, when I started in this industry 21 years ago, I didn't have a clue about how to, you know, how to build this. I didn't know. I felt like I lacked confidence. I didn't really know if I could be successful. I knew I wanted to be successful, but I didn't know if I could be. And so a lot of people will come in with a lot of these, you know, we say backpacks full of stuff. And your culture that you can create can really encourage them to work on their personal development. You know, are you putting out a reading list? Are you encouraging people to, with positive comments, those types of things? So really you want them to get their thinking right so that they can, you know, they could get on their way to have the success that they came for. Team culture can give people time to grow until they develop the right skills and mindset, because we know people can come in with absolutely no skills into this, but the desire to. And if they can build the personal development, they can have great success and build a huge business in Jeunesse. Another really big thing, when you're working with people and meeting people where they are, don't compare your journey with somebody else's journey. Everybody comes for something different. Everybody brings something different, and every one of those needs to be celebrated. So everybody is going to have a different journey, and that's the best part. That's one of the things I love the most about coming to conferences or listening to online webinars, is that every time you hear a story, it's a different story. Somebody's had a different story, and everybody has a different outcome. Okay, so this is something I heard years ago. It was by a mentor of mine who did this incredible presentation about how our business is like a swimming pool, and it has never left me to this day, and I really want to just share it with you before I pass this on to Bekki Hurley so she can share your tips. But our business really is like a resort pool. So just for a moment, think about a pool in Cabo or in Cancun or somewhere nice and warm, because Bekki's got a foot of snow and we've got rain here. And when you think about it, you know, you've got this big pool and you're inviting people to come to this pool and share in, you know, the fun and the creativity and the excitement around the pool. And you're going to have people that are going to come in, they're going to jump right in the deep end. They're going to be your Olympic swimmers. They're going to be in there. They're going to be doing laps constantly, back and forth. They're going to be taking it all in, working hard, setting goals, reaching their goals, you know, flying through the ranks in Jeunesse. Then you're going to have the people who come to the pool, they kind of walk up to the pool, they kind of put their foot in the water, figure it's a little bit too chilly, and they go to the chair, they lay out their towel, and they tan. They don't go back to the pool. They might get up every once in a while, go back to the pool, test out the waters, but then they just really want to sit by the side. They want to enjoy being around the pool. They want to feel the fun and the excitement of being around the pool, but they're not going in the water. They're not going to get in there and do anything in the water. They just want to be part of the community. And then there's some people who are in the baby pool and they'll go into the baby pool to warm up to the bigger pool. And those, you know, again, we can all think of people. When I'm talking about this, I'm sure you can think of people, oh, that's exactly what those people are doing. They'll try little things out, but they're not ready to get into the big pool and start doing those laps. And people that might get into the pool and you might think, I mean, there's a lot of people that jump in the deep end and they're the Olympic swimmer and they're telling you, I'm gonna hit double diamond, I'm gonna do, you know, incredible things, just you wait, and all of a sudden, poof, they're gone. They went to get a hot dog, never come back to the pool. They're like, where'd they go? They were just an Olympic swimmer in the pool. And so again, all we need to do is just keep inviting more people to come to the pool, because everybody's coming to the pool with a different goal, and they're going to have a different experience. And the most important part for you is not to be attached to the outcome. People will come and people will go in this business. There's going to be people who look at another resort across on the other side and they're like, oh, that resort looks way better. I'm going to leave this resort and I'm going to go to that pool in that resort. Let them go. They'll figure it out. It's not part of what we need to do with this. All we can do is make our community, our pool, the best that it can be, with lots of integrity, lots of fun, lots of energy, lots of support, and I tell you, people will want to stay around the pool. And those people that are laying on the outside on the thing, they're going to get in the pool eventually. So don't be attached to the outcome. That's really important. So I'm going to pass it on to Bekki Hurley, who's going to share with you some great tips as well. And, you know, some of the things that Bekki's going to share, boy, she sure knows well. She's very seasoned in this industry and has lots to share with you. So there you go, Bekki, off to you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Kathleen. And nice to see you all this morning. Makes me feel like I'm not alone up here. So I'm just going to talk really quickly on, first of all, respecting your upline and your company. And this is not an easy industry. I mean, we're always attaining higher levels of self-development for sure. And sometimes I think just as human nature, we're looking for somebody or something to blame for our success and our not being successful. And one thing you just really want to learn, that long term, you don't want to throw your upline, you don't want to throw the company under the bus. You want to always edify the people that you're working with, and Jeunesse, because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes all the time. And one of the things that I really value is Wendy and Randy and Scott's long-term vision for this company. This is not, Jeunesse is a legacy company. We're going to be around for years and years and years. And you just want to make sure that you're always, people are watching you more than you know. And karma's an interesting thing. So just make sure you're always edifying everybody that you're working with, and the company for sure. So what does your team stand for? If you've sponsored somebody, you have a team. Now you want to know what you guys are standing for. What do you stand for? Are you standing for honesty? Are you fun, ethical, integrity? Are you supporting Jeunesse kids? Or are you all about shenanigans, cross-recruiting, negative stuff going on? You want to make sure that you're building right from day one what your team looks like, really, because it's going to be a reflection of you. You want to give people the benefit of the doubt as well. How do we leave people feeling when you finish talking? Are you a person that leaves somebody, when you go into a room, are people gathering around you, or are they running? Are you having a personal contact? Is there a community that's being built as you're building your team? And again, if you only have sponsored a couple of people so far, that's where it all starts. Do the people that you're working with, people on your team, know that you've got their best interest at heart? And that was something that somebody told me many, many, many years ago, because I was going to them asking, okay, in this situation, what's the best thing to do? And I was told at a very early point in my career, make sure that you've got everybody, look at the situation. This is not a cookie cutter business. There are systems that you can put in place, but everybody's a person. So I always, from that time on, I've always looked at every situation where I've had a decision to be made. What is the best outcome, not for me personally, but for everybody involved and the company as well. This is all about other people. And you want to pick up the phone too. Now, I gotta admit that I'm not huge on the actual phone, but what I do love is communicating by Zoom. I like to be able to see people when I'm talking to them. And so that's the way that I communicate a lot. I love texting. I love Facebook messages. And the phone is a fabulous tool. But I'm going to encourage you to do some video calling as well. And actually, one of the things that happened, I mean, especially when the video went viral a couple of years ago and we started building teams of people around the world, it was really cool when we actually got to meet them, when we traveled and got to meet them. And it was almost like I had to ask myself, have I actually met this person before? Because it seems like I was such good friends with them already. And there was none of that awkwardness at the beginning. And that was built by talking with people by video. And we really need to be communicating face to face as much as we can. You want to really show off people's talents. In this industry, I love the synergy that's involved, and it's kind of like a marriage. It's kind of like I mean, it is this team of people, and everybody brings different talents to the show. And if you look at Kathleen Deggelman, Kathleen Radu, and myself, there's not a whole lot about us that's the same. But you bring the three of us together and it creates this amazing synergy, I think anyways. And so everybody has their part on your team, and what you want to do is find people's talents. Don't focus on what they don't know, but showcase their talents. Bring new people on team calls if you're doing team calls, or if you have an expert on your team. Linda Miner on Kathleen Deggelman's and on the J Factor team is so amazing with product knowledge. It's amazing to see what she adds to the integrity and just the knowledge of the team. So find people on your team that that bring those things and get them involved right from the very beginning. Everybody will have a part in their family as you go along. All right, the rules. Don't think the rules don't apply to you. You want to follow the rules. We need to trust Jeunesse. Like I was saying before, we might not always understand exactly what they're doing behind the scenes, but in this day and age of network marketing, we know, especially in North America, that there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and the policies are there for a reason. So if you get, I know this week we've been dealing with a little bit of compliance and some of the emails that are coming from compliance. Work along with compliance. Gosh, if you met Philip Wallace in compliance, he's just the nicest guy in the world. There are people behind that, but they've got a job to do. And we need to know that those policies are there for a reason. It's to protect Jeunesse and this industry long term. So you want to follow the company policies and procedures. You know, karma is an amazing thing. We are one family. It does not take long if you're that type of person behind the scenes that, and I'm not saying that anybody is, but it doesn't take very long for other teams to realize that, oh, wasn't that person just on my team and now they're on that team? If there's a pattern there, karma is an amazing thing. This industry is long running, and if you're going to be in this for a long time, you want to make sure that you're playing nicely in the pool, that pool that Kathleen was talking about earlier, because people will remember you from the pool. Think locally, build globally. One of the biggest reasons that the three of us got involved with Jeunesse just over 4 years ago was because we wanted a global platform. And we all come from places, I'm sure that wherever you're sitting right now, if you go outside your door, there's a different culture right outside. We are a melting pot in North America and around the world. So you want to think locally, first of all, but you want to look for people locally that don't look like you. Inspired to create a global platform. And when I started in this industry of direct sales, it's been just over 21 years now, we were very limited. There was no way to communicate really with people that were outside, but now you can literally meet people all over the world. I'll talk about on the next slide, Facebook ads a little bit, but you have no idea who is right here in your back door that can lead you to somebody around the world. And we're in over 120 countries now. Again, that's why we said yes to this 4 years ago. And then, and again, that's leveraging social media. And Kasai, I just want to say that we're so grateful to you for making social media so accessible to everybody. All we got to do is plug into what you're saying and follow some simple things. But how are you using social media? You know, in our team, that we found that Facebook definitely is that big kahuna. We use Facebook a lot for creating some of our team culture. One of the things that you want to do is always be positive on Facebook. And I know sometimes we might have our own political beliefs, our own faith beliefs, but we want to be able to welcome everybody to our teams. And especially if you're planning on building a global platform, you want to make sure that you're inclusive. So just personally, as a personal note, I kind of keep a lot of my more direct feelings to myself. I like to put a lot of inspirational on there. I like to talk to people, but when it comes to like politics and stuff, just personally, I don't put a lot of that out there, because I think you've got a chance of losing kind of half of your audience then. And there's some amazing people around the world. We can all communicate together without shoving our beliefs down each other's throats. So stay positive on that. One of the things that I got to say personally that I'm not really led to is seeing people that are sick all the time. Oh, you got the flu again? All righty. I don't get sick that much. I don't talk about getting sick that much when I do. And there might be a kind of a rule or a tip in there sometimes for you. People want to know the good things and the fun stuff that's going on. We're trying to attract. So just remember, is this going to attract a large audience, or am I pushing stuff away. But talking about your team on there, do a face. Again, if you have one person, that's somebody that you can communicate on your team. This is a personal business. We want to say happy birthday to people on that post, rank advancements, run some contests, share company info on there. It's a place that you can have for your team to do a lot of team communication. So people will join with people that they like. So be attractive when you're on social media. Kathleen Deggelman, do you want to take it away now?
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Bekki.
so much, Bekki.
It's great to be here with everybody today. So let's take a look now at the Jeunesse tools. And the first question I want to ask everybody is, does your brand new person know what to do in the first 48 hours? Do they know what to do in the first week? And do you and your team, do you have a streamlined way to introduce Jeunesse using the Jeunesse tools and maybe some of the tools that your team has put together too? You know, what is your team approach? On this slide, we've got a sampling of a lot of Jeunesse tools, certainly not all of them. But when you think about it, if you're a brand new person, you've got the first 48 hours, you've got the new brochure booklet, you've got the executive launch guide, you've got the distributor marketing guide, you've got the guide to social selling, we've got product samples, we've got the monthly exec connect calls, we've got J Mobile, we've got the Jeunesse videos, the Saturday hangout, the opportunity calls every Tuesday, we've got conventions, the women's power call, you've got your local opportunity meetings, you've got your local home meetings, and we've got all the personal development on Success on Demand. So if you're a brand new person, they're going to be looking to you, your team leadership, to help streamline how you put that all together and in what order. Jeunesse has done a great job of putting this all out there for us, but it's really up to us as the individual team leaders and the team groups to help our brand new person know what to do. So make sure that you're helping your brand new people to make sense of all of these great tools. Jeunesse has given us some great tools, but now the next question is how are you and your team using those tools? There's some team tools you might want to add that will really help define and shape your team culture. We just talked about all of the Jeunesse tools, but these are some specific team tools that you might want to add. Some of them might not resonate with you, but if you're not doing a few key ones, you probably do want to add those. One of the greatest tools that we have in our profession, and it's certainly something that's not used enough, is the three-way call. You want to be available for three-way calls for your brand new people and for your team. And you also want to reach up and ask for three-way calls. It's a great, great, great tool. And I think so many people don't. I think sometimes people are intimidated to reach up and ask for help. But you want to bring on the experts and let them do the talking for you. Weekly team calls is a great way to create team culture. It's a great chance to feature teammates, and you want to include all different ranks, all different wins, and let people share their stories on your team calls. Weekly team trainings is another great thing that you can introduce for your team if you're not doing that already. You can teach people how to use the new J tools, and you can teach on the basic skills of inviting and recruiting. There's no lack of topics that we can teach on. Sometimes people come to me and say, well, I don't know what I would talk about on a team call, or I don't know what I would do on a team training. There's just an abundance of information out there that you can, you can just take the Jeunesse tools one by one and teach on that. And I also want to encourage you, not everybody needs to recreate or reinvent the wheel. If you're part of a team that has all of this put together, then I would encourage you to plug into that. If you don't have it, then you get to be that person that starts to lead the way for your team. And Bekki touched on how important Facebook is to our business now. If you have a team group page, but you're not using it, I would encourage you to use it more. Facebook has absolutely changed our profession forever. Facebook has become one of the greatest ways we have to reach out to people, to stay connected to people, to get to know them, to promote each other. And it's one of the things I love about Facebook is it's a great way to keep it personal. And a team group Facebook page is a great way to promote the events, to share the information, teach, to bring everybody together, and to really start to create that community. When I first started in the profession 10 years ago, we certainly didn't have Facebook. And in fact, our CEO at that time cautioned us from the stage that there was this new thing called Facebook coming out, and he really didn't want us to talk about our business on. I cannot imagine not having Facebook to build our business. Another thing you might want to consider is a recommended reading list for your team. That's a great way to get people moving forward. It's a great way to be in community together. And the saying is, readers are leaders and leaders are readers, and books can absolutely change your life. They certainly have mine. And if a book or an audio or a video is resonating with you, there's a very good chance it will have a good impact on your team too. And you want to just make sure people know what it means to be a part of your team. Jeunesse is great. Jeunesse is doing their part. Creating a team culture is part of how we do our part. And remember, we already have a great culture to piggyback on with Jeunesse. You could be really proud to be with Jeunesse. Jeunesse represents me and a great heart to see all of us succeed and to be able to help other people too, all around the world. And your team culture is just to add to that, to enhance that, to put your personal flair or personal stamp on it. So now let's talk about some practical ways to create your team culture. We've talked about some things you do want to do to create your team culture. Let's talk about some don'ts. Don't think that this is all about you. A lot of what we take personally isn't personal. And you don't want to set up a business that is all about you. Leaders create other leaders, not followers. So let people have room to grow. We aren't each other's bosses. This is not about telling people what they have to do or what they, it's about giving people a chance to explore what works for them. I mean, certainly we want to have guidelines, but everybody's got their own personality and their flair. And Kathleen talked earlier about meeting people where they are. This is a critical part of this business. We're not sitting in judgment about people, weaknesses or strengths. You want to inspire people, not tell them what to do. This business is about making people feel good. So don't make people feel badly about, where they are or what skills they bring to the table, about their results or their personal style. I mean, maybe there's some things, we all have some things that we need to tweak and to work on, but you as the leader of your team, you want to recognize that everybody has lessons to be learned and to celebrate people's strengths and their weaknesses. Don't be attached to the outcome. It's amazing how much less stress we would all feel and how much happier we would be if we could really take this one on. All you're doing is presenting options. Some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. There's always going to be more people to talk to, and there's always going to be people who some will, some won't. Try to get to the place where either way, you're good with it. We've talked a little bit about this, but never talk negatively about your upline. Sometimes it might be tempting, but this is a business of edifying the leaders and inspiring people to follow those who have already been successful. So if you throw your upline or Jeunesse under the bus, then it's impossible to then turn around and expect them to respect or be happy with them. If there's something going on that you need help with, then reach up. The saying is, when you're up, go down, meaning to your team, and when you're down, go up, meaning to your upline. Negativity spreads like wildfire, and it's not what you want circulating in your business. Don't be unethical, and don't think that the rules don't apply to you. All we really have at the end of the day is our character and our integrity, and we keep those in good standing by the choices we make every day. And nothing is worth losing your character over, and nothing stays a secret in this business. Let me say that again. Nothing stays a secret. So if you think, oh, I'll just do this one time and nobody will find out, they will find out, and your reputation will be tarnished, and it's not worth it. Don't think small. This is a huge lifelong opportunity, and it's our own mindsets that hold us back. Do the work on yourself with all the personal development that's out there. YouTube alone has great free motivational and educational videos. If you just search on YouTube every morning and you just search on motivation or inspiration, the wealth of and the quality of information that can come forward. And, you know, maybe don't choose the one that's an hour and a half, choose the one that's 15 minutes just to give you that energy and that verve first thing in the morning. But, you know, if you hear yourself thinking things that are holding you back and are contributing to you thinking about this in a small fashion, those are the very words that you're saying to yourself that you need to work on. Because at the end of the day, if we think we can, we can't, and if we think we can, we can. It really is up to us. Don't be confusing on what systems or tools you use. The more people on your team that know exactly what to do to get a new person started, the faster your business is going to go. Help them streamline the options. You know, a few minutes ago, I shared a long list of tools from Jeunesse. That could be quite confusing to a brand new person. So help them figure out the order and, you know, when they should do what. Be available because people are going to have lots of questions. And here are the do's, some of which we've already discussed. So this is a quick recap, but these are some practical tips to create your team culture. Meet people where they are. Become known as the team that really cares about their teammates. Always edify your upline. Your team will do what you do, including being positive about Jeunesse and your upline. Do practice high standards and be in integrity at all times. Nothing is worth the short-term gain and the long-term pain if you lower your standards and lose your integrity. Do create a personal team culture where you showcase your teammates' strengths and wins. Do trust Jeunesse. We are all in this together, and they are always, you have to know, you have to trust that even if something doesn't make sense to you, they're always working behind the scenes to help us and to help us become as successful as possible. And always take advantage of the global platform we have to offer. As Bekki mentioned, it is a big, big, big part of why the three of us said yes 4.5 years ago. It is truly one of the most incredible gifts we have to share with people. And do use social media positively. The guideline that I teach is that if it's something you wouldn't say on stage in front of 20,000 people, then maybe it's something you shouldn't say on Facebook. Because Facebook is a much bigger stage than 20,000 people. So lastly, I just want to ask you the question, would you love to have a team of leaders that totally take their business to the next level? Getting people to sign up in our profession is just the beginning. Getting people to stay and to engage and to become part of that team culture and to create leaders to be doing, you know, what you're doing and what we teach people should be doing. Your team culture has either the possibility to crush this, meaning not do very well, or skyrocket in a really big, big way. And how you handle yourself, how you conduct yourself, what your team stands for is going to have a direct impact on your culture and on your income. So creating a personal team culture is absolutely worth creating. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for letting us join you today. We appreciate everything that you do for us, and we're looking forward to seeing you soon.
Likewise, absolutely. I just loved the information that you gave, and I think it applies to all walks of life, right? Like, not only does it apply to our network marketing profession and our audience, your business, but culture in general is something really valuable. And you guys touched on so many incredible points, but something that really stuck out for me personally, Kathleen, you said Facebook has absolutely changed our profession forever. And that is so true, because we can work hard on creating culture, but what we don't realize sometimes is that just how we interact with people, just our day-to-day activities, the content that we're sharing is in fact creating a culture. And so it's so important to just really be mindful. If you are using social media, like Bekki Hurley said, you want to make sure that you are positive, because we always say positivity attracts and negativity repels. And so it is important in a global business that we have to just be really careful and be really mindful. But thank you so much for such incredible knowledge. I appreciate having each of you, and the value that you gave to our audience today was just outstanding. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Bekki. Thank you, Kathleen. You guys are just amazing leaders. We thank you for your contributions to our company and to everyone. Really, what you guys bring to our overall Jeunesse culture is just incredible. I've had so many fun experiences with you guys and consider you such good friends. So really, on a personal level, I want to thank you for your mentorship and everything that you guys have shared with me to help me be better in business and in life. So wonderful to have you guys here. If you guys are watching on Facebook Live, be sure to leave your questions, your comments. Give Bekki, Kathleen, and Kathleen some feedback in the comments below. And as always, we wish you nothing but continued success in your business and your life. If you like today's show, make sure that you share it. Available on YouTube and on Facebook Live. We'll see you right here next week on the next J World Hangout. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.